Hello and welcome to Refresh My Heart. My name is Jacquelinepope and I'm here with a word of refreshment. Today we are on lesson 6, which is a part of a 6-week lesson that was put together to encourage those who have been brokenhearted, particularly in the area of relationships. Each lesson was designed to assist and aid in your healing process. If these videos have been a blessing to you, I want to encourage you to get the companion study guide. This guide really causes you to look within, and it can be found on my website at refreshmyheart.org. Okay, well, let's get started. The previous lessons that we've already talked about is a forgiving heart, a waiting heart, a guarded heart, a prayerful heart, and a heart for the word. Today, we're going to talk about a heart for fellowship. That is in regards to friendship. Now, let me start off by saying friends are essential. Friends are essential. Some of us have been taught we don't need friends, we're independent, or we live private lives. We're pretty much a loner, so we don't really need any friendship. Some of us have just made up in our minds we are just better off without friends. And then there are those of us who have really been hurt and betrayed by others, so we've given up on friendship altogether. Well, I want to change your mindset today because I tell you, we need one another. And I can assure you that there is somebody out there that is truly a friend for you, and you are truly a friend for them. At each step of the way, when God created the world, he pronounced that everything was good. This was in the book of Genesis. Then God saw everything that he made and said it was very good. But then once he created Adam, a statement startles us. Something is not good. And then he says in Genesis 2:18, it is not good that man should be alone. Now, though this was in the context of marriage, we can also apply this to friendship. So I want to encourage us right now. You need a friend, and there is a right friend for you. But the key word is right friend. Not only a friend that's going to be there to celebrate triumphs, but also tragedies and disappointments, relationship breakups, marriage difficulties, and the list goes on. And I want to tell you, you need someone who loves God and will encourage you his way. So we know there are several types of friends, right? We have our acquaintances. Our acquaintances, they're like our coworkers, our classmates. We have casual friends. We have more contact with them, a few common interests. Then we have close friends. You do things with them from time to time, but they're not your intimate friends. An intimate friend is very few. All the acquaintances, the casual friends, even close friends may be innumerable. But intimate friends, you can probably count them on one hand, okay? You can count on them no matter what. So let's look at the characteristics of an intimate friend. No kind of friend is more important than an intimate friend. The other friendships, they have their places, but you need an intimate friend. This relationship goes into a deeper commitment, deeper communication. This friend, you have mutual values that you share, affection, you enjoy being together, you count on each other, okay? Also, your intimate friend should be a Christian. Why do I say that? Because in 1 Corinthians 6:14, it says, be ye not equally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion had light with darkness? When you're tied to someone who is truly your friend, This, and we're talking about in a spiritual sense here. You're going to flow in the same way. We're not talking about looking alike, dressing alike, acting alike. You have your own personality. You have your own makeup. But guess what? God has put you together as friends and you complement one another. Okay? Now, another characteristic of an intimate friend is this friend will love you at all times. It doesn't matter what you're going through, they will not abandon you. And what I like about a friend that loves at all times, they're going to love God more than they love you. Why? Because there are going to be some instances, some things that are going to come up, and they're going to be able to encourage you even when they don't want to say some things. And guess what? You'll have to do the same thing. You're going to love them if you disagree. You're going to love if you agree. But you're going to disagree. You're going to agree to disagree agreeably, is how I have heard it. This friend loves at all times. The Bible said there's a friend that loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Do you not know there are going to be times where we're going to endure some things and we're going to need some friends that are there? Adversities, things that happen in life that none of us want to happen, things that may be against us, situations that arise, and we want to be able to talk with them, to encourage them, to lift them up. And guess what? It goes both ways. This is a friend that loves at all times, not when times are just great, but also when you have those down times. This intimate friend is spiritually and morally, accountable. Okay? This works on both ends. You're accountable to them, they're accountable to you. Proverbs 27:6 says this: faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. You know, you would much rather to have your feelings hurt because you were told the truth than someone patting you on the back, telling you well done when you're going down the wrong road. It's much better for you to accept godly advice or even constructive criticism from someone we know who loves and cares about us than someone, again, that's saying we're doing okay and we're not. This person who is spiritually and morally accountable you are to one another has your best interest at heart. They will let you know if you're making a bad decision. Okay? They don't tell you you are okay when you're not okay. That's the kind of friendship I want. That's the kind of friend that I want to be. And you should be as well. This friend is loyal. Proverbs 17:9 says this: he who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. This friend will speak up for you and they will seek to protect you. They don't get with someone and talk about you, but they will uphold your character. They know you. You know what? Sometimes, we've all had bad days, if you will. We all make mistakes, but your character, who you really are, stands up and stands out if it is good. And guess what? If it's bad, it does the same thing. But a friend who knows you and a friend who has been with you, they will be there for you and they will stand for you. That's a loyal friend. They will cover the transgression. That is, they will cover the sin, the mistake, okay? But those who repeat what you've done to others, they're not a good friend, okay? They're not a good friend. A friend understands your challenges, your changes in life. This is an intimate friend, and they will make the proper adjustments to continue the relationship without being a burden or strain. What do I mean by this? Suppose you were single and now you've gotten married. They're not going to hold to you. Oh, okay, now that you're married, no, you should be with me. We should be going out. We should be doing like we did before. No, because now they know Your relationship has changed. You're still friends. You still love one another as friends, but now you are married. And let me tell you something. Your marriage takes precedence over your friendship. Okay? Remember that. Your marriage comes first. And a good friend will know this. A godly friend will know this. Does it always feel good? No, because we're used to being with you all the time. We're always together. Here comes the weekend. We're going shopping. We're doing this. But now you have someone else in your life who comes before that friend. So you have to remember that a friend will understand your changes in life. And I want to tell you this. We all have our ultimate friend. John 15:13-15 says, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend. You are my friends if you do what? If you keep my command. Henceforth, I'll call you not servants, for the servant knows not what the Lord does. But I have called you friends, for all things that I've heard of my Father, I have made known to you. What an awesome Savior we have. He is our ultimate friend, our true friend. And let me say this. If you don't have a friend, he's the one to go to show you who your friend is. Yes, he is our number one friend, right? But he has created us on the earth for one another. The Bible talks about us encouraging one another, uplifting one another. Well, how are we going to do that if we don't have friends? I want to share this with you. Jesus had 12 close friends, the disciples, and 3 were his intimate friends, Peter, James, and John. But out of those, they were his closest friends. Let me say that. But when it came to the cross and him giving someone, he gave his mother to John and gave John to his mother. That was his intimate friend. Okay, I want us to understand how important it is. If you don't have an intimate friend, go to God in prayer and ask him to show you your friend. And God will show you who that is. But guess what? You also have to make yourself friendly. And yes, I understand. Sometimes we have been brokenhearted. People have betrayed us. They've told things that we have brought to them in confidence. They may have told someone about it, but you trusted them. But I want to encourage you to trust again and lean on the Lord that he will show you who this friend is. Okay? A talker is not necessarily a friend. You know, you got people who have that gift of gab. They're talking. They're not necessarily a friend. They may be friendly, but they're not necessarily your friends. Some share things with anybody they'll listen to. You're not looking for that type of friend. They may be an acquaintance. They may be a casual friend. They may be close somewhat. But an intimate friend will be there for you regardless. An intimate friend will encourage you. And I say this is a part of this study for our hearts being broken because we need someone there to be there for us. Do you see how many people who have no one to talk to? And if there is someone to talk to, they may not feel comfortable. I want to feel comfortable to have a friend that I can call. Number one, I trust in the Lord, but God also gives us people in the earth. So I want to encourage you in that today. If you need a friend, show yourself friendly. Trust in the Lord to give you that friendship, that close-knit relationship that we need on this earth. So that not only you'll have somebody to kick it with, laugh with, talk with, but also someone to share those intimate thoughts, deep things that you all can pray about together, learn from each other together, and just be accountable to one another. Thank you, and I pray that you will continue to be refreshed.